Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coach Phee's Playbook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get excited. Coach Phee's Playbook coming through with different plays about life. Coach Phee, the PHEE, prosperity, health, empowerment, and education. Think about that. So on my page, I will be coming to you with different aspects of different things. And I will be coming to you with prosperity. And prosperity is not only financial, right? Health, because we all like to dive into some health stuff. Empowerment. How can I empower you and us and we to be better in whatever parts of your life that you need to be empowered in, right? Giving you the tools to be empowered. And education. Sometimes we need to be educated on things that we have no knowledge of, or learning new things that we possibly should have learned, or refreshing our education. And education, you can be educated without having a degree. I'm not knocking the degree because I have my master's degree, but you can be educated beyond with different things. Experience is the biggest teacher, right? But tonight, I'm going to touch on some Black history. Black history is absolutely amazing. It is beautiful. The culture is amazing. It's strong. We go above and beyond. We have gone above and beyond since the beginning of time. We are a culture that everyone emulates, right? And we have made things that are still used, that were made back in the 10th century, that are still used today and perfected. So what I did was, and I also what I did was I ordered some flashcards. And I ordered these flashcards because I wanted to start quizzing my son on Black history. I'm quizzing him on Black history because I know a lot of it isn't taught in schools. And I know for me, it wasn't taught a lot in school. So I know now that it's really not being taught in schools because he doesn't come home excited and talking about it. So I want to teach him and make sure that he understands his rich heritage and how great he is and what kind of DNA runs through his blood. And I hope that you guys get excited just as well as I am. And what I did was I ordered some Black history cards, flashcards from Urban Intellectuals. Black history flashcards from Urban Intellectuals. And you see they have Black history flashcards. And this is volume 1. And I also have volume 2. And when I was reading through these flashcards, I said, I'll just pick out a few that I want to share with you guys. But it was so hard to choose because everything and everybody is so rich in everything that they have in the notes that they have. So I'm going to give you just a tidbit of what I've done, and I'm going to come back and share. I'm going to share with you. We're going to get through each deck of these flashcards, but we're not going to get through them all in one night. I'm just going to go through a few each time because I want you to devour this richness that I'm going to give to you. Make sure you have a cup of water because let me tell you, they are some absolutely amazing people. And the first person that I want to share with you, this lady is amazing and powerful in her own rights. And she did some amazing things in her time. And I'm going to start with her birthday and her death date, November 30th, 1924 to January 1st, 2005. We have Miss Shirley Chisholm. You see that? Shirley Chisholm, politician, educator, and author, first African-American woman elected to the United States Congress, the first African-American candidate for major party nomination for President of the United States in 1972, inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in 1993, was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015 by President of the United States Barack Obama, Miss Shirley Chisholm. Isn't that powerful? That is absolutely amazing. That is just, that gets me excited just thinking about it. Like, she was a powerful Black female, and she did that first. Did you hear that? First. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, the next powerhouse that I have coming to you, and when you hear her words, when you hear her melody and the soothness in and the strength in her voice, you gotta get excited. Like, you got to fall in love with what she's saying, right? Her birthday, February 21st, 1933, and she gained her angel wings April 21st, 2003. None other than Miss Nina Simone. Nina Simone, singer, songwriter, pianist, arranger, and civil rights activist. Always included songs in repertoire that drew upon her African American origins, openly addressed the racial inequality prevalent in the United States with the song Mississippi Goddamn in 1964, a song called for racial relations to change for more immediate developments. Message to the public signified that transition from nonviolent approach to social change that was advocated by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She received a Grammy Hall of Fame award for interpretation of I Love You, Porgy in 2000, and in 2010, state statue in her honor erected on Trade Street in her native Tryon, North Carolina. Miss Nina Simone. Can you go and research her? Her words are amazing. Her melodies are fabulous, and they reach inside your soul and talk to you. Talk that talk, Nina Simone. Talk that talk. But next, we have a powerhouse of a man. He did that for the slaves. And let me tell you, if you don't know anything about this man right here, I'm going to need you to do your research. October 2nd was his birthday, 1800. And he gained his wings November 11th, 1831. None other than Mr. Nat Turner. You see that man? Nat Turner. He was an enslaved African American who led a rebellion of slaves and free blacks, nicknamed the Prophet. He was a Christian preacher that traveled from plantation to plantation, ministering to the so-called slaves about the word of God. He said God spoke to him and told him to lead a revolt and to kill his oppressors. He used his preacher network to build his rebellion for freedom. His fight for freedom killed 55 white supremacists. He was later hanged after being judged and sentenced to death. The prophet, Mr. Nat Turner, but he led his people to some freedom. Do you hear me? When you talk about guts and wisdom and knowledge on how to be able to do that using the word of God, man, that is some powerful stuff right there. And then to follow up, let me tell you about this biblical figure. This biblical figure is amazing, and she wears the crown of crowns, okay? When I tell you the Queen of Sheba, biblical figure in Sheba, which is the place, Women played an important role in society were equal to men in nearly all spheres, with civil, religious, and military rights and duties, much like men. Features in Jewish, Muslim, and Christian, particularly Ethiopian Christian traditions. And Archaeologist 7th century set piece meant to legitimize the participation of Judah in the lucrative Arabian trade, the oldest and most important of the South Arabian kingdoms. Queen of Sheba. Tell me that ain't amazing culture, colorful in its own rights. Tell me that's not awesome. Next, we have Olmecs, early as 1200 BCE to about 400 BCE. And when I tell you these statues run deep and this culture is amazing, you got to love it. You got to dive into it and learn all about it. The Olmecs, the first great Mosaic-American civilization. Olmecs appeared to practice ritual bloodletting and played the Mosaic American ball game, hallmarks of nearly all subsequent Mosaic American societies. The Olmec civilization was first defined through artifacts that collectors purchased and considered among ancient Americans' most striking. Monumental sacred complexes, massive stone sculptures, ball games, chocolate drinking, animal gods were features of the Olmec culture, believed to be of African ancestry by African scholars, and are heralded as one of the foundations of the book by Ivan van Sertima entitled They Came Before Columbus. The distinctly African features of a broad nose and thick lips led many to these conclusions. Some say the noses and lips are thick because of dull tools. However, they have impeccable eyelids and hair. If one can carve an eyelid, then why not a narrow nose? That's because our noses are broad and our lips are thick. Here, that is part of our culture. That is who we are. But last but not least, I want to share with you this evening is an amazing start of our culture. They are intelligent and they knew things that are still going on today. They made life very good for people. They didn't just live in caves, okay? So let me tell you about some special intelligent people. 1711 AD to 1492 AD. Let's talk about these intelligent people right here. The Moors. Muslim inhabitants of the Maghreb, North Africa, Iberian Peninsula, Sicily, that's in Italy, and Malta, 711 AD to 1492 AD. Occupied Masra on Sicily, developing a port in 827. Intellectual achievements of the Moors in Spain has lasting effects. When Europe had 2 universities, the Moors had 17. During the 10th century, Cordoba, not just the capital of Al-Andalus, but also one of the most important cities in the world, had street lighting, 50 hospitals with running water, 30 public baths, 500 mosques, and 70 libraries. Let me repeat that again for you. During the 10th century, Cordoba, not just the capital of Al-Andalus, but also one of the most important cities in the world, had street lighting, 50 hospitals with running water, 300 public baths, 500 mosques, and 70 libraries, held extensive knowledge on irrigation and cultivation of crops. That right there is absolutely amazing. And that is some of our culture. And what I tell you about Black history, you just got to get excited because we share some amazing and beautiful and intelligent DNA with people and ancestors that have brought us to where we are today, even in these great United States of America. With that being said, I will see you next time for some more Coach Fee's Black History Moments. With that, I'm going to say, peace out.